Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, great for recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means, share it with anybody you think might get something out of it. Other than that, here we are again, guys. Friday again. Boy, are these weeks flying by. It's amazing this little dance I've been doing with the universe. Like, at no other point could I sustain the busyness that I have today, and because I challenge myself every day to be as healthy as I can, to get good sleep, to pay attention to the patterns, to see where I'm wasting energy and time in my day, and then try and do better the next day. I'm able to get so much more done. Every time I think I've reached a new level where I can't possibly improve, I keep focusing on it and things keep improving. Guys, it's amazing. I just say that because each and every one of you can do this, guys. If I can do this, you can do this. I have my strengths, but I've also overcome a mountain of deficits that very few people have ever come. So if nothing that's happened in my life is stopping me from progressing forward, that should give each and every one of you the hope that there's nothing that can stop you either when you set your mind to it. Guys, in a great way to find him. First of all, let me backtrack a second. So, you guys know it's Friday. Friday is my home group, my AA. If any of you are in the area, down in Harvard Square, the noontime gratitude group at the Lutheran University Lutheran Church, right behind Pinocchio's Pizza in Harvard Square, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, Monday through Friday. Friday's the day that I chair, but it's an absolutely fantastic meeting. Today was another absolutely jam-packed meeting, full house. Love it. And one thing that struck me again today is the amount of wisdom that comes out of everybody's mouths. People are just so open. I've never seen a meeting where people are so open and honest. People talk about things that they're going through. Other people help them out, or just sympathize with them. And guys, it is absolutely amazing. I feel so energized every time I leave that meeting, guys. I'm telling you, I absolutely love it. Anybody watching, I love each and every one of you. I am so incredibly honored to get to say that I chaired that meeting today. And just the desire to do so is such a gift, never mind the fact that I absolutely love it. Anyway, that being said, the reading today, guys, is Feeling God's Will. And that's something I've come to understand. And early in recovery, I was always looking for signs. Everything was outside of me that I was looking. That's not the way, guys. And when you do your program right, before long, you're going to come to understand that everything is from within. The way you tell if you're in alignment when you're doing things is just by paying attention to how you're feeling. That's the overwhelming theme that's changed my life, guys, is paying attention. Something I used to give zero credence to. Now I do more and more, and the more I pay attention, the more I'm able to learn and then progress. Guys, feeling God's will. I sincerely believed a higher power could restore my sanity and that I would stop trying to figure out what God's will was, just accepting things for what they are and being grateful. The longer we stay clean, the less surely we know what our higher power's will for us is, and the less it matters. Knowledge of our higher power's will becomes less a knowing and more of a feeling thing. We still practice spiritual principles, but rather than looking for signs from our higher power, we begin to rely more on our intuition, trusting our feelings about what will make us comfortable. After staying clean for a few years, what we do seem to know is when we are acting against God's will for us. When we are going against God's will, we get that old uncomfortable feeling in our gut. That queasiness is a warning that if we continue in this direction, ahead may lie sleepless nights. We need to pay attention to such feelings, for they are often signals that we are acting contrary to our higher power's will for us. Recovery clearly states the true goal of prayer and meditation: improved conscious contact with the God of our understanding, bringing us clearer knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry it out. We know God's will most clearly by how it feels, not by signs and not by words, and it feels right. The affirmation is just for today. I will pray for the knowledge of my higher power's will for me and the power to carry it out. I will pay attention to my feelings and act when they feel right. And guys, it's funny. I get so much out of these readings. Constantly reading asking for knowledge of God's will and the power to carry it out. And I was doing, as I doing all my different prayers, and I dance around it in so many different ways. And finally, I'm like, why don't I just directly say, God, please allow me to know what, because there was always, finding God's will, but God, allow me to know what your will is and give me the power to carry it out. Just one of the things I asked for in prayer. And it's just a side note, guys, but one thing I'm absolutely coming to understand is that I've got to rely, I don't have to look for it. There's going to be tests and tribulations and life on life's terms, but guys, when I focus on my feelings constantly, it lets me know when I'm improving, when I'm just maintaining the status quo, and when I'm starting to stagnate, or, God forbid, start to move backwards, or if I'm allowing myself into a dangerous area. And fortunately, because I pay attention, I catch myself before these things become a problem. And that's why I'm able to constantly progress in life and put more and more together. Guys, every single week I am shocked by the culmination of everything in my life. The way my intuition plays out, like literally, it's, I wish I could give you a better example or give you an example. But you know what? I'm able to look at things and just trust my gut instincts. Now, again, I don't overly act on them unless it's in a defensive way, and even then I keep an open mind and I allow things to play out. So, but oftentimes what that means is I already know what's going to happen, and when it's a direct threat to my sobriety or to me in any way, shape, or form, I'm able to head these things off before it becomes too much of a dangerous situation for me. Now, I don't overtly act on it because I want to give people a chance, and I love to be proven wrong. But 99% of the time, guys, when my little spidey senses or the hairs on the back of my neck start to, my hackles get to, start to raise, it's a damn good reason for it. And the beauty of it is, guys, I'm able to sit there and maintain a smile on my face and act like I have no idea what's going on around me, and yet protect myself and protect those around me in the nicest, kindest, gentlest way possible without putting anybody at risk or allowing anybody to be hurt in my field of vision. And that's beautiful today, guys. And it's just, and I don't say it to be braggart, guys, but it's just something that comes with the experience of doing this day in and day out. And I'm a very protective person. Anybody in my inner circle gets the benefit of that. Anybody in my general energy, like if you're a complete stranger, I don't have to sit back today and watch shit go down. And guys, I did for years and it sucked. I'm generally a good person. I like to be somebody that helps other people. I hate to see anybody suffer because I know what suffering is all about, guys. I know it. Oh, God, do I put myself through more suffering than any human being should ever have to endure. I love when I can help somebody else that's suffering, and the beauty of it is, guys, I can see it coming a mile away. And the thing it is, when I was in active addiction and I was out there living on the streets, like, I didn't have the resources, the mental clarity, the physical strength, or these same people that would be taking advantage of the people I might need to see on a daily basis or bump into them. So I couldn't stand up to people, and that sucked. That's part of why I hated myself so much. I was forced to sit there and watch. Today, that's not the case. Like, I don't care who it is. I'm not afraid of, I'm not going to be stupid. I see somebody, pointing a gun at my face. I'm going to do what I can to get it out of my face. But I don't have to sit there and allow somebody to do something ridiculous and not feel like I have the authority or the courage to step in. And I love that today, guys. I will stick up for the underdog, or I'll just stick up for whoever the person being oppressed is, whether it's against a 300-pound, 6'4", wrestler, or whatever. It doesn't matter, because I fully understand that God has put me in that position to show somebody else, and show both of them, really. Show the person doing it that it's not right, and show the person being picked on or being oppressed or being taken advantage of that other people are here that care and will, that there are still good people in this world. And I love that today, guys. It's a role I take on willingly. I don't do it because I like the drama. I hate the drama. I love to see people get along. I like to just go through my day and go about my business. I don't like any of that silliness, but I don't have to look the other way, and it makes me feel good when I step up. And there's something about this. There's just a quiet confidence that comes with knowing that you're doing the right thing, and knowing I don't have fear. And that's one of the beauties of, I tell you all the time that all the totality of everything I've been through. Well, there's something that comes from surviving all of that, guys, and that is an understanding that you're gonna be okay. Like I don't flinch when most people flinch, and I don't duck and run when most people duck and run, because I've come through so much what I've come through that it just gives you it just gives you a quiet confidence that, like, I don't have to run for the hills at the first sign of a fire. I will gladly run towards the fire and make sure nobody's getting hurt by it. And I love that about myself today, guys. And I get encouraged those things about myself today. I know that what God has given me, the strengths and the ability to handle things like that, He's done so that I could step up and take on a role as a protector. And these are just examples, guys. I'm not trying to, but what I'm saying is, I know that today because I feel God's will for me. When I get into situations, because, guys, you look at it, and people say it all the time, like, boy, you end up in the weirdest situations, like, yeah, and they're oddly tailored to my specific set of strengths. So I understand now today, instead of just thinking that I'm cursed or it's just, bad luck or this, that, no. I get to understand that I'm living a unique experience that is particularly tailored to the lessons that I need to learn, and part of that is having the self-confidence to stick up and speak up when I see something that is wrong, because it's something that bothered me about myself for so long. These are just examples, guys. I'm not trying to, blow myself up or anything. But I'm just trying to explain to you how it is that you feel God's will for you. Like, when I get into any situation, I tell you, another prime example. I know I need to distance myself from one person in my life I used to work, we'll just say used to work with, who's still actively using and wants nothing more than to latch onto my coattails or pull me back, because he got a lot out of me back when I did. So he keeps reaching out and reaching out and reaching out, and I've got every reason in the world that I could hammer him and make him feel like an absolute piece of shit. I don't, because it's not necessary. I understand that's another test, because that would be me coming from my spot of ego, trying to say, look how good I am compared to where you are, and there's no need of that. I'm not better than anybody. What I can do is just keep telling him every time he calls, hey, let me know when you're sober. Hey, call me when you want to go to a meeting. Hey, if you want some recovery information, call me for that. Or if you have the money that you owe me, then you can call me as well. And he gets so embarrassed, he just stops bothering me for another month, and he tries it again. I used to let that get me all stressed out. Oh, am I never going to get rid of him? No, that was a test that was continuing to play out in my life, because I wasn't doing what I needed to do, which was stick up for myself and stand up and tell this guy, listen, what you're doing is your business, but I don't allow that in my energy anymore. And so long as you continue to make those decisions, I'm not here for you. I'm not going to play along in your silly games, because everything's always an emergency because you dropped the ball seven ways from Sunday, and then you're coming for me to bail you out. I'm not here to bail out drug addicts. I'm here to bail out recovering drug addicts, or anybody in recovery, or anybody doing the right thing. But when I know you're out there doing amok, knowing full well you're going to try to use me, no, I won't do it. And then, to boot, I know he'd love nothing more than to see me go backwards, so he'll put me in a bad position. And I'm able to understand that today. Where before I just think, oh, he just needs help with this. No. And the thing is, guys, if I don't learn these lessons, I'm not going to continue to move forward. Every time you close a negative chapter in your life, you're making room for a positive chapter. And the best way I've found to do that is to by paying attention. And guys, I love saying that so much today, because I wish I would have done one video just talking randomly, over a year ago, so you guys could see the difference in the person that I've become today, because I was an ignorant, suffering, I was a good person. I had a good heart, but I wasn't allowed to let that show. I was lying to myself, not sharing anything open. That's why you'll never find a video from me before, because I would have hid from every bit of it. I would have never gone on here and told anybody about my day or my feelings. My wife at the time had absolutely no idea how I felt, because I didn't share it with anybody. I didn't feel it was important enough. I was afraid of shining light on it. There was so many different reasons, and every single one of them come back to hiding drugs. And it's a shame, guys. It's hiding myself from the world. Today, I understand I'm not better than anybody else, but me, just like every one of you, are a gift. I'm a gift to everybody whose life I come into contact with today, and I get to know that today. So I get to show up as such, and try to do the best I can to uplift those around me. Oh, and that's the other thing today, guys. I'm so incredibly proud to mention today being November 7th. is my 10 months of continuous sobriety. So we don't get a chip for that. My next chip will be my 1 year. But today marks 10 months of continuous sobriety. What a journey it's been. So I mentioned that at my group today, and so many people come up and gave me hugs and praise, and it was great, guys. Other people telling me that I give them hope, and they're hoping they can do what I've done. So now, instead of me being the person, look at those people saying, looking like, wow, I want to have what they have, what they've done in recovery. Now I've got people look at me saying, I'm that person to them. What an honor that is, guys. And it's a direct gift from God, a direct gift from recovery, because I follow these principles to the best of my ability. Not to perfection, not, to some unrealistic standard, just to the best of my ability. That's all God asks of me, and it's all I can deliver. And I apologize when I know I fell short, because I still fell short. I'm not perfect. I don't do anything, in a perfect way. But when I catch myself slipping, I'm not afraid to admit it, and even change it and challenge myself directly then and there on the spot, regardless of what, who might think I'm, foolish or silly or ignorant or whatever. Because at the end of the day, none of that matters. It matters what I teach myself, what I learn from, where I progress, and what I do with my higher power. Guys, we're going to leave it at that for today. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much for being here with me. Guys, I absolutely appreciate all the attention on the channel lately. I absolutely love each and every one of you. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. We'll see you in the next one.